Oh, bruh. We live. Yeet. You already know what it is. Your boy Chance. Kenzo. Seems like there's a little delay, but it is what it is. We're trying to stream y'all, see what it's like. Maybe they want us to upgrade the plan, so it won't be like this, but we'll see what it is.
Oh,
Try to take some comments real quick. Y'all seen the thumbnail, and if you didn't, because it didn't work, because went through a lot of bull crap just to get where we at right now. Got Kenzo on real quick to see if he has any thoughts on what we can do to fix AEW. It was crazy because about a year, 2 years ago, we was doing this talking about what can WWE do to fix itself, and
right.
here we are. So I don't know. Are you caught up on the product? Because I know you've been working OD. So
I ain't watched this week. I do know you did a
game
video though.
game has
So
none.
yeah. So exactly. I seen this. I seen your video though, and I obviously clearly we on the channel together. I respect your opinion on wrestling. So I looked at it. It's funny. So even with WWE, because since we obviously when we talk about fixing this, it's gonna be a lot of comparing because that's just the way it works. Even with WWE, reason why we can say not only has it improved, it has its issues, but one of my biggest issues has always been with WWE is the problem with Raw. Is how long Raw is. AEW don't have that problem, but it kind of seems like sometimes when you're watching the show that they are trying to fill the TV show. Like Raw has the problem of, but except for again, Raw 3 hours, AEW shouldn't have that problem. You shouldn't be trying to fill the show with stuff. Like that don't make sense. Another thing, it seems like another WWE like previous issue. What we used to say all the time before Vince was gone was Vince would come in right before the show, he tear stuff up. You could tell it's last second, blah blah. Now I don't know if Tony tearing stuff up last second, but he definitely changing stuff. You could see like stuff ain't planned out as far ahead as the way it was used to be. Everything seemed flash in the plan, instant gratification right now, and that's not how a wrestling story is supposed to be told, which I think is a big issue. So and that's keeping it general. Like we get specific issues and we be here all night.
So have you watched the Death Rider storyline?
No.
All right, so then this is gonna be me Dolly. So I'm effing with the Death Rider storyline. I
Okay.
think and I said it on the video yesterday. Y'all can go check that out. And people agreed. Well, the people that like it agreed. The people that didn't, just they're gonna bash it regardless. I think they're really like slow playing it. I don't know if it's because maybe initially Shane was gonna come because we remember the picture and all the talk.
Right.
I don't know if he was initially gonna come and then maybe they just couldn't work stuff out, so that got dropped. Because a lot of the problems with AEW, what happened was is there was a lot of things going to happen, a lot of storylines, a lot of things were going to happen, and then either someone got hurt, someone left, or something happened to where they just had to cut the whole thing out. Period. So you're left with a storyline that's like, what the heck happened?
Right.
All right, first comment. Let's go. Ivan. Tony has to be a little hands off, focus more on the promoting side of things, which is more efficient at. Let guys like Jerry Lynn and Dustin Rhodes handle. I agree. But the rumor is Tony's about to be more hands on. So I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know where that's gonna go. But Jerry Lynn, yes, Jerry Lynn has a great mind. Dustin Rhodes has a great mind. I think at one point in the beginning, they did have what Jericho, the Bucks, Kenny, like all putting their sense in. And then, matter of fact, you could either go back to that because remember, it used to be popping then. And then remember, Tony took that away from them, and then he
He said,
started
yeah, he
taking.
said there's too many hands in the pot.
And now the pot is look like it ain't what it's supposed to be. But like I said, so I think a lot of storylines happened, and because of what happened, things just got cut off dry. So you're kind of like, well, where the hell do we go now? Like, what happened? So what happened? Then a lot of issues that happened with people getting hurt. Like you can say what you want about Wardlow, he was supposed to be him.
Right.
Did Tony drop the ball with booking? I think there's a tad bit to that,
A
but
little bit, yeah. I'm about to say, even before injury, it was looking kind of
I'm about to say,
different.
but Wardlow did get hurt a lot. So that
Yeah.
kind of messed him up there. But Warlow was like definitely like the man. Supposed to be like the champ there, like just the same way that Jade was. Granted, we admitted that Jade really can't wrestle, but for AEW and what it was at that particular moment, she was perfect for it because she didn't
Right.
have to do much. All she had to do was promote the brand like she was, look great as she did in the places that she
It's
was.
funny. It's funny you mentioned Jade because I'm about to say. obviously injuries are a tough thing to deal with in any sport, but wrestling especially because it's kind of weird because you're episodic and also blah 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 blah. But let's say again, it's a tough situation. Let's say you got to do he's not injury prone exactly, but he injury prone ish. How about and he a big dude? He get into those kind of matches. How about you just? I mean, you again, Wardlow not the best talker, but I mean, he got a manager. He's got managed before. Do a little bit more promos. Talk a little bit more. Stretch him out. Don't have this dude on TV all the time. You got these TV events that are semi special. There's a lot of different ways. Make every time, bro. How much? There was a point in time we almost never saw Brock Lesnar wrestle. Like it was just like we knew he was there. We saw him all the time, but he wasn't wrestling all the time. Even Shinsuke. When Shinsuke got the Intercontinental, I think he defended it like 3 times in a year. It was special. They just hey, we know he there, but he can't wrestle all the time. He's not available. He don't live here. Whatever the case may be, there's ways around that. I just think we have to find if we gonna have stars like Wardlow, then that's the way around it. And now the other alternative would be like, well, a dude's injured, take him out of the story. Kayfabe wise, that's what we do all the time. Some backstage stuff. Obviously, that keep happening is gonna get annoying, but there's got to be a way to work around that. Injuries is not a big enough excuse to me because I mean that's just part of wrestling. Like there's nothing you can do about that. If we're gonna be talking about stuff that we can fix, we can't mention something we really can't fix. You can't fix that, really.
Yeah. I don't want to veer off too much. But Ivan did say they need to cut down the roster drastically. I think at this point now, if they're not doing a roster split, which I mean we'll get to, then I think they do need to let some people go. But going back to what I was saying about the Death Rider storyline, because I veered off, because things happen with people leaving, people getting hurt. I believe like they had to replay, like they had to like kind of refigure out what they were going to do. So I believe they're slow burning it, which is cool because John is old school and he likes to slow build up the slow storytelling. But he did do an interview with Renee and Claudio and Wheeler and all that good stuff. And I did like what he said because Renee was like, well, you're keeping the belt hostage and you're not showing it. And I did like what he said. His response was, why do you need to see the belt? It's just a prop. Like a champion is a champion. You're right. Looking at a champion. Like the mindset should be, you're a champion. Present yourself as a champion. It shouldn't be looking at a prop, which I like that. I mean, I get it. We still need to see the belt, obviously, but I get it. I think what he's saying to the locker room is, you guys aren't acting like champions. Like you're not moving like it. You're not working like it. You just want to hold a belt, do the little pictures, get paid, and be out. So I like that aspect of it. So for the Death Rider story, I like it. I just do think they need to figure out what they're doing, speed it up a little bit. I do like their feuding with FTR and Edge, aka Cope. I don't really like the name. That it's just certain things that they do that helps the people hate AEW, hate the AEW. Because bro, Cope is a crazy name. Like it's crazy. Like you can't have Edge cool. I was cool with Adam. Like I was cool with Copeland. Like whatever. I'm going off. I'm going off.
That one ain't a lot.
But I do like that feud. Hopefully no one gets injured and they do what they're supposed to do on that. That's one. Two, I think I mentioned this last night on the video. Mercedes. I think she's doing great. She's the belt collector right now. I mean, she getting some gold. She's doing her thing. But the problem is, I don't think this is what I said this in the video. I think she was highlighted in WWE really well because she can work. She can go. But her opponents could go too. So when you got a Becky, when you got a Charlotte, when you got a Bailey, Bianca.
She's done good work, but she's never carried a match.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Maybe not never, but not any of the people you just said.
Yeah, like she's having great dance partners. In AEW per se, she's not. Like if we would have got heel Britt when Britt first started and had the run, it probably would have been fire. But as we see what's going on with Britt, the backstage stuff, maybe Britt just ain't tuned in. Maybe she don't give a shit. Then she had to shoot Adam, so maybe that was on it. Then maybe she don't like Mercedes. That could have been a thing. But the match wasn't great, and it didn't look great. The Chris Statlander match, that looked good. Chris was moving. I would say they were not equal dance partners, but it was cool. It was a good match. Willow was a good match. Yuka last night was not good, at least not for me. It was decent, but it wasn't like I'm not getting the matches. I'm not getting the matches from Mercedes. Like, oh, okay, yeah, which isn't really that bad either because she's only. I don't even want to degrade the belt like that, but she's only the TBS champ. It's not like she's the women's champ. If she was the women, if she was the women's champ, this would be horrible. But for the TBS, she's still a name. She's still bringing it up, especially with collecting all the belts. She's making it look good. But what's your thoughts on that before I move on to the actual women's champ?
I was actually gonna make the point about the TBS as being pretty important. It's not the top tier belt, even though they have. I mean, again, we can say what you want about the tiers, but again, like you just basically named all the better workers for her to have as dance partners, except maybe Serena D. But even then, as I've stated several times on this channel, yeah, Serena D is probably like one of the best female workers in the business. But on the mic and storyline wise, I mean, no one again besides when she shaved the head for Nexus. I mean, I don't think people will remember her on mic skills for anything else really.
I think it was straight edge. Straight edge.
Oh yeah, straight edge. Yeah. Straight edge. So and then I think they ended up finding her because she was actually straight edge, something like that. So it's like not known for mic skills. And again, while we talk about dance partners, basically what we're saying is you gotta have a pretty good mix of both. You can't just be a good wrestler because then the storyline gonna be boring. And if we out here with good storyline and then the wrestling ain't good, well, the payoff ain't right. So I completely agree with you said. But if we was just talking earlier about trimming the roster, well, we're gonna have to we're gonna get rid of a lot of dudes to make up for the female because we're gonna get rid of female. We're gonna have to replace them too. We're not just cutting the truck. We're gonna have to replace if that's what we say the problem is. So I don't know.
I think she should have won the belt. I forgot who she fought. I don't know if it was Britt or if it was Thunder. I think she should have won the belt at that particular moment. That's when she should have won it, but she didn't. So the ball's dropped. I think it's over right now. Unless she gets a crazy run later, I think it's done. Mariah May is doing great. The look looks good. The promos are cool. I think she could get better wrestling. I mean, this is a known wrestler saying they can get better wrestling, so whatever. But I think she could look better with her moves. The Toni Storm feud, I'm here for. Like her and Toni got a great rivalry right now going on. I personally like when Toni was back to Toni Storm and she had amnesia, and now she's back to Timeless because she was fooling everybody. I like it. I think the match in Brisbane is going to be crazy. I would personally, until they figure out what's going on, I would put the belt back on Toni. Like Mariah was cool. She got some good exposure, some good time, but I would put it back on Toni until they figure out what's going on. As far as opponents for that, they're either going to have to move up Mercedes or I don't even know who's there that's going to be like. I guess
that's my point was. It's like you're going to have to trim a lot of fat and then get some new blood in here or something. Or that's my problem with the women's division. It's like you can't keep just shuffling the women around back and forth between the two companies. Like
Jamie Hayter would have been good, but they ain't really been doing no. They ain't been doing no with her since she's been back.
Right. I forgot she was back.
Yeah, the tag team division I think is cool. It's where it needs to be, but they just need to keep working. The Guns are coming back. They had a vignette yesterday. I'm cool with that. I'm glad that's happening. The Buddy, Brody, Julia, they rebranded to I think the Hounds of Hell. So that might be either a trio. Not a trio because Julia can't do that. So that's a good tag team to put them in if they're going to do the tag team. So I think the tag team, the Outrunners, I love the Outrunners. I think tag team is where it's supposed to be. Listen, this is one of the things I think they should do to fix it. And remember, if you guys are watching, you guys are the bookers, so y'all can throw in comments or questions about how you would fix it or how you wouldn't fix it. I don't think they do. I know that they use some of their wrestlers' schools. I think they need a performance center. I think some of these people got to learn how to wrestle. I know Tony allows people to do what they do, but like you could have Julia Hart, you could have Sky Blue, you could have what's her name? Anna. Like you can have all these people. Like they're good, they look good, but their ring work isn't great. So they've got to have. And then I've actually seen some of the matches. There was this one spot where I think John was fighting. He was fighting one of the Spanish cats. I don't remember his name, but but he was basically telling like, bro, you're supposed to be in the ring right now, like interfering. What are you doing? Like, let's go. So like things like that, They just need to be like, look, they need to have a trainer to be like, look, this is our system. This is how we're doing it. Like you can free ball it sometimes, but this is what we're doing, how we're doing it. Like I know we nitpick on WWE for like, oh, it's robotic. This is what it is. But bro, they don't really have that many botches. Like there's some, but there ain't many. Like AEW, you could probably find one every other show. So I think they need to have their own performance center to be like, their own top trainers, like a Jerry Lynn, whatever, and be like, look, this is kind of what the style is. This is how we get down. Y'all got to come in and put in the work so y'all can get that ring run. Because I don't even think they work. Like besides coming to the show.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. A performance center would be a bad idea. But even if they don't do that, there's like you said, there's multiple wrestlers who have schools. The thing is, do we know who's going to which schools? Everyone's going to schools. If some people think they ring work is basically cleaned up, we don't really know. That's why I don't really know about that one too much. Again, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but Booker T's still with WWE. But if, for example, some of them was going to like Booker T's schooling, I'd probably have a little bit of faith in that if like I knew who and what. Because again, every work ain't the same. Like you said, there's so many different schools. Some of y'all might be going to the wrong school. It might not be the work you need. You might already be good at a certain aspect, and then you go into the school that's their specialty, and now we're not seeing you improve because you just doubling down on things you're good at, not getting good at anything else. Which again, the performance center, its whole goal is, oh yeah, we finna knock down this WWE style. So ain't no question about. So again, there's some merit to what you're saying, but it's not the only way to do it. We just need to like maybe there's again back when we had Dark and you can see some of the botches and stuff. You can be like, okay, well this person was doing that. You can see the growth. Now all we're seeing is the mistakes you make on TV, and we can't really make improvements because if you make 2 mistakes on TV, you're like, well, we really don't want to see you no more. Not that's not be an exaggeration, but more or less. So not a bad idea, but it's not the only way to do it for sure.
I think they need to establish what their developmental brand is. If it ain't gonna be Ring of Honor, which we already agreed that they should probably separate, then which I don't even know why they still have it to be honest, but that's another video how to fix that. But you got it. I think you need to establish what brand is your developmental, so people know, like you said, when the botches happen or shit isn't going right, they're like, well, they're learning, like they're trying to figure it out. As far as, and then you have to establish what your A brand is. When Punk was there, they said the Collision was it. Then Punk left, and they said it kind of died. Lately, I've been seeing the comments say that Collision is hitting it out the park, and then your main show Dynamite ain't. So they need to figure out, like, this is why I said I'm cool with a brand split, because they have to establish what's going on here, what's going on there, and why I need to watch this. And then there are a lot of belts. So you need to figure out, all right, this is going to be solely for here, so that we can, all the people that we have, they can focus on here and what's going on. All the people here, we can focus on what's going on here. And then Collision to be, I don't know, whatever. Maybe a mixture, or I don't know, something. But we need to establish what's what and why I need to be watching this program, especially when Netflix is hitting. Regardless, I do hate, and we'll talk about this on a separate video, I do hate that every WWE show now, they have to show me what superstar is there or what famous person is there.
Again, not to give no other, I can't remember name that channel, but yeah, I heard that on another channel, similar thing. Because again, I will say when it comes to WWE, especially Raw, again, too long. So I work my way back. I watch the main event and everything else, but I do still listen to a couple other channels of reviews just to make sure what we're doing is better, or by comparison, whatever. And that's another thing they mentioned is because they don't have, because it's not on TV, they're not doing the callbacks as much. But what they replaced all those callback BS with is with the showing you who's there or who's enjoying it, blah blah blah. So yeah, I'm against that too, but I didn't want to complain about that here because we're doing AEW right now. But yeah, very good point. It's kind of annoying.
But with Monday Night hitting, SmackDown hitting, and now of course, obviously, you can say that they did Saturday Night main event just because they're on fire, but it's to compete with Collision. It's basically to knock them out. So with all those things hitting, I need to know why. Who said it? I think Dolph Ziggler said it, aka Nick Nemeth. I think he said back then when they had the Monday Night Wars, I had to really figure out, do I want to watch Nitro or Thunder, or do I want to watch?
It was on the same exact time. Yeah, you had to know.
He said lately, which I agree. I'm not sitting here like, yo, I have to watch Dynamite, or I have to watch Collision over SmackDown, or I have to watch Rampage over SmackDown, and then Collision on Saturday. Like, I need a reason to be like, dang, I might miss Raw today, or I might miss this today.
And that's just talking about wrestling. That's ignoring that you're still competing with regular TV, my friend. Like, don't that's like sports. Those are also your competition. Like, if we're ignoring, like WWE never forgets that, and if AEW forgetting that, they need to be reminded because, yeah.
Yo, WNBA about to be lit this season. We can talk about that on the other channel, BSL podcast.
Sure.
But all these trades and all these, it's about to be crazy. But anywho, yeah, like you said, like I need to know why I need to watch this. So look, my way to fix it was, like I said, I need a performance center, maybe a brand split. I need to know why.
Come on, real quick. I didn't say anything to that. So I've been so against this brand split. Every time you brought it up, I basically said no, because we done see how the draft and all that shit work with WWE. But when we talk about while we was talking, one of the things I was thinking before was maybe they did too many belts too fast. Maybe they did too many shows too fast. But if you do the brand split, you kind of fix that because the belts are on certain shows, and you know why you watch it for certain people. Basically, like how Fox and them used to argue like, oh, we want another trade right now. Why are we talking? But again, that's the other channel. But yeah, we literally saying, oh, Fox and them used to sometimes when drafts would happen, they'll be like, yo, you can't do that because we thought we was gonna have this star for this amount of time and stuff. So literally, if USA and Fox had even knew, we as fans knew that maybe if we kept certain people on certain shows, we'd watch for those people. Again, you got to build those people up. You're gonna have to have the King of Collision or whatever, certain things, stuff like that. But again, that's doable stuff. So yeah, I've been so against the brand split, but I gotta admit, I gotta put my hands up. That might be a really, really good idea. Really, might be necessary even.
And then think about it. Let's say they do have the brand split, right?
Yep.
And then they do a draft like Raw or like WWE. Bro, you have an established, and you guys really are working with each other in New Japan, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people that say, hey, Tony, like I kind of want to go to New Japan so that I could get certain feuds or because like I want to learn the style a little bit or get some more work, you could legit be like, okay, New Japan just drafted Jay White. I mean, not him, but you know what I'm saying? Or Anna Jay.
Yeah.
Like we just drafted Anna Jay or Sky Blue to New Japan. Now it makes sense. Like, why is she in New Japan? Well, she getting work. They're learning the style. She learned how to wrestle better. Like, boom. And then when you do have the people like, what's his face? What's the buddy that's champion right now? Zack Sabre. Now Zack is on Dynamite. That would have been perfect for Will. And they as a signing, think about it. If you like first draft, you already know his contract's up. AEW Dynamite drafted Will Ospreay. Crazy. Would have been crazy. So I think the brand split works because you could do that. You could separate the belts. You can establish which brand is supposed to be what it's supposed to be, and you can actually have a good draft. And you could do the forbidden doors.
Yeah. And with AEW Johnson, you could do like a maybe one is like a speedier. There's so many different options. Like something got to give for sure. But no, not an X division for example, but like just Collision. It's the quicker channel. Just you got gimmick it up. It's wrestling. It's gimmicks. Like that's what we're here for. And don't overdo it. Not too much, but something.
Yeah. And I think they definitely gotta treat the partnerships better because they had TNA before WWE had TNA, and then they just basically let all AEW talent win, TNA talent not win. So you saw how that went. So now WWE has it,
which we complained about at the time. So always on the right side of history over there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would really like to know what the mindset of Tony is. Is it to the point of I believe I'm doing good? I got mad money, so if it don't work, it don't matter. Or if there's really a plan developing soon, like because as a casual, you probably don't like it. As someone that me and you, we watched this in day one, Jump Street, like we're noticing, like, bro, it's not really looking too good right now.
Yeah, it's not.
Like I told you, you didn't watch yesterday. It's cool. You didn't really miss anything. What, 2 years ago, bro, how you miss Dynamite last night?
Right, for real.
So those are our thoughts. That's what we think. Y'all put in the comments. So I'm saying Ivan was the only one that was talking right now. But y'all put in the comments what y'all would do. Like how would you fix it? How would you book it? Who would y'all make the champs? Who would you get rid of? Like what would you do? You agree with the brand split? Should they have a performance center? Like should they have their own like places where they get work, draft, all that good stuff? Any final thoughts?
No, that's, I mean, it's gonna be another video coming up. Like I already feel it. Like there's no need.
Those of y'all watching, make sure y'all tune in because I don't know if we're gonna do it live or if live might be cool, or if we just do a pre-recorded. But we're gonna do a Royal Rumble predictions. Y'all know we do those, so stay tuned. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff, comment, be yourself.